somebody decided to trade duties with me today. So I got oil change and she got lawn care. But anyway, we're doing the oil change on the 2022 Jeep Gladiator Sport. I normally put it on ramps, even though it's high enough to where you don't need to put it on ramps most of the time. But I like to put it on ramps because I don't like rolling around too much on the ground anymore. Getting a little older, so I don't like doing it. I like to take the cap off the oil reservoir just so when I open the oil sump, the oil flows smooth when I take it out, so that way you're not waiting forever for that last little drop to come out at the bottom when it's draining, and you're not here for 20 minutes waiting for that last drop to come out. So I'll do that real quick. Some people also like to pop the dipstick, but it's the same amount of airflow. Either way, it stops some of the back pressure or suction. Another good tip, and nobody taught me this until I started working at the dealership, and I did a lot of oil changes myself before I started working at the dealership, is you want to have a splash guard. This is a mesh film, so when your oil hits your pan, it doesn't splash everywhere and go all over the concrete. So it'll stay in the pan and it won't go all over the place, and it'll be easier to clean up later. So when you get that under where your drain plug is, you kind of gotta be aware of your spray arc, because your drain pan may be here. You don't want to put it directly under where your plug is, because of course when your oil comes out, it'll come out is what we call a spray arc, so it won't be directly underneath. So you want to put it far enough so when the pressure pushes it out, it'll be in your pan and then slowly trickle down to where your pan is. So you want to push it further back, keep an eye on it, and once it starts to trickle down, you want to move your pan a little bit closer to it. So initially it'll push out probably 10 or 12 inches, and you want to bring your pan closer in as it gets a little closer to the being done with the spray of your oil coming out. So be aware of that, because sometimes depending on how small your pan is, it may not catch it all in the beginning, so you might miss a little bit of it. But just be ready to adjust your pan as soon as the oil starts coming out, and then adjust your pan once the flow starts to trickle down a little bit. You also want to figure out what your bolt size is. On this one, it's a 13. On my truck, it's actually the 3/8 drive that goes inside the oil pan. On this one, it's a 13 millimeter bolt. So figure out what that one is. Lefty loosey, of course. Break the bolt, then it should be hand loose. Get it off, hurry up and move your hand so the oil doesn't get caught on your hand and spray everywhere, and then you should be able to get it off. that's my spray arc. Then as it trickles down, I'll bring the pan a little bit closer. Take my vent plugs out, so as the pan fills up, it won't bubble out. And hopefully I didn't keep oil in there from the last time and overfill it and flood it all over the driveway, because that has happened before. You also want to make sure you get a pan that can hold enough oil for whatever you're draining. Especially when you got a big truck like mine, you don't want to get a really small oil pan. So like I said, we'll let that drain for a while, pop that cap off, so that way it creates less suction. You don't have to wait for it to drain forever. We'll come back in about 5 minutes. Put that back on, torque it to the specs based on the user's manual. Put the fresh oil in. Change the filter. We got to change the oil filter, and the filter is located in different places based on the vehicle. This one is the cartridge filter, and I'll show you that one in a minute. Okay, so the plug's installed. There should be a torque line on there. If not, then put one, and that'll let everybody know where you should stop for the recommended torque. For everybody who comes after you and they don't over torque it. For the filter, have a filter socket set so you can find out what size it is. And this is the filter that comes from the auto parts place that's recommended for the car. It's a cartridge style filter. We'll look at what the old one looks like when it comes off, and compare the two. And as for the oil, you can take it to any Advanced, AutoZone, or O'Reilly's, and they'll dispose of it for you, or let you do it yourself. These filter socket sets are 3/8 drive. You can get them 1/2 inch drive or whatever, but you should only need a 3/8 drive. It shouldn't be too tight. It's not a 27. Let's try 24. Okay, it should be a 24. Yep, 24 millimeter. And that's what the old one looks like. New one. It already comes with the O-ring on it. This is the gasket. We'll keep that one on there unless the new one comes with one in the box. And it does, so we'll replace that too. Use some of the old oil, lubricate that one up, and swap them out. All right, got everything changed over. Put it back in and put some new oil in it. Reset the computer. Let it know we did an oil change. We don't really go by the stickers. We go by what the vehicle, oil life, oil health tells us, and we change it out according to that. So that's what we're going to do. It's about 93, 95 degrees here in Alabama, so I'm gonna hurry this up. So appreciate y'all sticking with me, and we're almost done. All right, got the new one installed. Tighten that down, right tighty. Whoa. Close up the oil fill cap. No, because we didn't put oil in yet. Gotta slow down. The heat's getting to me. All right, let me get my funnel. Put some new oil in here. 0W20. It's real life, man. I'm not a pro. I'm a helicopter mechanic. This is what I do for fun. All right, got my funnel. The last one was about 2 feet long, so this one will be better. This thing will take the full 5 quarts. I'll check it after about 4. What I like about these is the back side is actually your measuring gauge. It'll tell you where you are in your pour, if you can see it. As it gets empty, it tells you where you are, so you can stop and check. That's pretty cool. So it's got the new oil in it. Poured it from the top and didn't come out of the bottom. So that's what I would call a win. Look at it on the dipstick and the light. That's the color it should be. And if you can read it, it says it's in a safe zone. Most people always wipe it and check it twice just to make sure that it didn't get caught on the sides and you got a false reading. But it looks good. And I think that we are just about done. And if you make a mess, if you happen to stumble and fall when you're putting your oil in and get somewhere on your engine and you're worried about starting your engine and smoking something up, I would definitely advise going to the auto parts store and getting some rags. You're going to need rags anyway to wipe your dipstick and your hands, but also brake cleaner works on just about everything, getting it clean. It dries fast, and it also clears and cleans just about anything that you might have made a mess on. Your engine block, your concrete, your wheels, your exhaust manifold, anything in your car, and it doesn't leave much residue around. So I definitely recommend having this around your house, but not sponsored by anybody. That's just something that I've done old school, and that's what I was taught. So we're going to get this thing running, reset the codes. Every car is different, so look up how you reset your low oil life code in your car, and hopefully you can get out there and turn some wrenches and release some stress and have a good weekend. Appreciate y'all.